Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a hidden, highly lucrative digital economy. We're going to explore this fascinating world that, honestly, most of us completely miss while we're endlessly scrolling on our phones. It's a space where everyday people are quite literally transforming their laptops into massive media empires. Okay, let's just dive right into this jaw-dropping number, $45,000. Now, we're not talking about a yearly salary here. This represents the consistent monthly revenue some of these creators are pulling in right now from just a single channel. We are talking about a level of income that completely changes your life, and it's being generated entirely from a bedroom setup. And it gets even wilder, because this builds to some incredible daily milestones. The data shows that relatively new channels are hitting $1,000 a day within their first 5 uploads. One creator actually documented exactly this. They put extreme effort into a niche gaming video, hit publish, and watched it generate nearly $1,000 in just 24 hours. I mean, that is a completely staggering turnaround. But here's the absolute kicker. This massive wealth is being generated with exactly 0 faces shown on camera, not a single one. This is the faceless YouTube economy. It's a completely anonymous business model where the creator's identity is entirely removed from the content, meaning anyone, literally anywhere, can theoretically build one of these digital cash flow machines. So here is exactly how we're going to break down this hidden blueprint for you today. 1. The faceless fortune. 2. Escaping zero-view jail. 3. Cracking the algorithm. And 4. The AI content factory. Part 1. The faceless fortune, or millions behind the mic. Let's start with the immense financial hooks of this completely anonymous business model. Because to really understand why people dedicate their lives to this, you have to understand the scale of the reward and the extreme dedication it takes. As one creator explicitly noted, building this digital real estate requires you to lock yourself away and be, honestly, almost delusional in your self-belief. They spent months locked in their room 24/7, making uploads with 0 initial results. They couldn't even contribute to the grocery bills. It takes this relentless belief that your invisible digital property will eventually pay off. Look at the sheer juxtaposition of this faceless grind. Based on a real creator's analytics, you have an entire first year of making absolutely nothing. Just a flat 0. But because they stuck with it, they eventually experienced explosive, life-changing monetization. They hit a single month where they earned $70,000, ultimately reaching a lifetime revenue of $2.4 million on just that one channel. Part 2. Escaping zero-view jail and the brutal reality of YouTube. Let's contrast that dream of easy money with the harsh, grueling reality of the algorithm. Because getting to those numbers requires surviving a very specific kind of digital purgatory. Uploading to an empty room is a brutal psychological test. Imagine pouring dozens of hours into a script and an edit, only to hit publish and hear nothing but crickets. This leads to heavy doubts from parents and friends who simply don't get the vision. They're literally looking over the creator's shoulder asking, are you ever going to actually make money from this stuff? Surviving that social pressure, that is step 1. The crucial point here is surviving what creators call zero-view jail. It's an agonizing waiting period. One creator shared their exact timeline with us. On day 5, a high-effort piece of content had literally 10 impressions. By day 12, it was completely dead. The creator thought their channel was just broken. But then, look at day 14. The algorithm finally figured out who actually wanted to watch it, and boom, it exploded into hundreds of thousands of views. You just have to wait out the algorithm. Part 3, cracking the algorithm, the science of virality. So how do these creators actually win the game once they break out of that zero-view jail? Well, it's not about luck. It's a very calculated science. And understanding this insider jargon is the secret recipe. RPM, or revenue per mil. This simply dictates how much you get paid per 1,000 views. The biggest secret of this economy is that not all views are created equal in the eyes of advertisers. To maximize that RPM, creators build highly strategic channels. They specifically target older US-based audiences, like the 65-plus demographic, because advertisers pay an absolute premium to reach people with disposable income. By sticking strictly to a tight niche and avoiding generic categories, 1 million views on content for kids might shockingly make a fraction of what just 100,000 views makes on content about finance. Targeting the right audience pushes that RPM from $1 or $2 all the way up to $6 or even $10 per 1,000 views. But to get paid, you first need the click. And that brings us to the open loop. This is a powerful psychological trigger placed in titles and thumbnails to create a gap of curiosity. For instance, hinting at an unresolved conflict works like magic. Because humans are evolutionarily predisposed to focus on negativity and suspense, if we see a conflict, like a tiny ant staring down a massive predator, our brains absolutely demand that we click to close the loop and find out what happens. Once they click, the content has to deliver. And man, this space has evolved significantly. The old way? Picture a solo creator, huddled in a closet, wrapping a cloth around a cheap headset mic, doing 275 chaotic takes just to get a voiceover right. But the new way? It is all about highly transformative outsourced productions. Creators now invest heavily in complex editing, original scripts, and hired talent. It's a necessary defense mechanism to avoid crippling demonetization strikes that wipe out those lazy, low-effort compilation channels. Part 4. The AI Content Factory, Automating the Empire. Let's look at the bleeding edge of this economy where AI has entered the chat, and it's completely revolutionizing the output. To really grasp the sheer creativity AI is unlocking, you have to look at the exploding ant civilization niche. Creators are using AI to script epic, 100-day war documentaries. Let me paint a picture for you. Deep in the heart of the Amazon rainforest, an AI-generated bullet ant scout stumbles upon a golden seed of territory. But just inches away, a rival colony of fire ants has already begun to claim this land. What follows is a legendary 100-day war for survival. The AI scripts the first 10 days where the bullet ants build massive fortresses, using advanced chemical warfare to create no-go zones and deploying elite super soldiers whose sting is the most painful in the world. By day 30, the neighboring colonies form an unlikely alliance to stop them. Then, the middle of the war hits, days 40 to 70, where the Fire Ant Alliance begins a brutal siege, slipping through tiny cracks the giants didn't even know existed. The AI generates incredible moments, like one bullet ant taking on 50 fire ants at once. Finally, in the last 30 days, the crumbling bullet ant empire initiates a desperate scorched earth retreat, leading the rival alliance into a flood-prone gully right as the tropical rains begin. By day 100, the rainforest is quiet again. It's a breathtaking saga of tactical geniuses building empires that mirror our own, captivating millions of viewers and generating around $4,000 a month, all without a single real insect being recorded. And this entire epic production process? It's fully automated, using a specific stock of AI tools. You start by feeding prompts into Google AI Studio to script that 100-day insect war. Then, you drop those prompts into Nano Banana Pro to generate high-quality cinematic visuals of the ant fortresses. Next, VO 3.1 animates those frames and adds the chaotic sounds of the flooded gully. Finally, you just stitch the whole shebang together in an editor like CapCut. But here is the truly staggering part. The tools used to create these cinematic insect sagas, they are largely free, or they offer incredibly generous trials. The barrier to entry has completely evaporated. This technology is turning a single creator with a laptop and an internet connection into an entire production studio overnight, capable of mass-producing highly engaging, viral content at literally zero cost. Which leaves us with a really fascinating reality to ponder. We've seen how grueling the faceless YouTube grind has been for human creators. The zero-view jails, the closet recordings, the immense financial risks. But as AI spins up entire digital empires and 100-day cinematic sagas overnight, what happens to the traditional human creator? Just like the fallen bullet ant empire, are human creators facing a massive, unbeatable alliance in the algorithm? It's a huge shift in how entertainment is made, and the rules of the game are being rewritten right now. If you found this saga of hidden digital economies and nature's most brutal simulated warriors as fascinating as I did, make sure you don't miss our next deep dive into the hidden wars of our world. Thank you for joining me for this explainer.